The notoriously broken video game Cyberpunk 27 finally gets big fixes. So obviously, Cyberpunk, we talked a lot about, at least I talked about it a lot on the show when I was doing the roundup back in December. It was like almost every week there was a new story about about Cyberpunk. There was like my friend got it for me as a gift, and I remember I had so many issues with it. I had game crash on me. My graphics card couldn't really run it properly, and I also had a game breaking bug, which like wouldn't had a game breaking bug, which had a game breaking bug, which wouldn't let me put any armor on my character. Like I was walking around naked the entire time, pretty much. Like I couldn't add any new armor, so like every fight I would go into, I was just like severely disadvantaged because like I didn't have any armor to protect me. So I had to delete that save and then go restart the game. And then I got I want to go back to it. I'm definitely gonna go back and play it because I've heard it's a really good game. It just has issues, and I'm gonna go back to it. Hope maybe in the summer sometime just to play it. But I decided I'm gonna wait for some fixes, and apparently the fixes are on the way, and they're actually here. So game publisher CD Projekt Red rolled out a massive downloadable patch for Cyberpunk 2077 today, promising that the update will apply over 500 fixes and improvements to the futuristic action adventure. Why it matters. Cyberpunk 2077 was one of 2020's most hyped new video games, but it launched in December in rough shape and became one of the industry's biggest debacles. Today's patch is part of an attempt to meet the game's original expectations. If you haven't seen Cyberpunk 2077, think Grand Theft Auto, but in the future, the game lets players craft and control a protagonist named V, who explores and shoots their way through the crime-riddled city of crime-riddled metropolis of Night City. But yeah, I had so many weird bugs. Like it was insane, man. Like the game, like it wasn't even the bugs. It was like at some point it was running at 20 frames per second. Like on my GTX 1060, which is not like a crappy graphics card. Like it's not the best. Like I can't run the game at 4K, but I was expecting to run the game at least 1080p at 60 frames per second, and it was just running terribly. And I remember eventually with the patches, this is the main patch that came in, but they had a few like hot patches, which were like these little increments that they were trying to fix before, because obviously it was like late Christmas, and they couldn't do a big patch because obviously people go on vacation and stuff like that. So they were putting these little patches in. And they said that they around January, February they would put on big patches. Now we're into April, so I haven't looked into it after that. But yeah, I remember like eventually when the little patches came in, I was able to get to 40 frames per second, and I had to bring every setting to low, and then I was getting 45 to 50. So I'm hoping like maybe 60 frames per second, 60 frames per second for by the time this new patch comes out. But yeah, Cyberpunk had a hot start, selling more than 13 million copies in the first 2 weeks of the release across PC, Google Stadia services. I can't believe they mentioned that. But it ran poorly, especially on the aging but widely used PS4 and Xbox One consoles. CD Projekt Red swiftly began encouraging and offering refunds. Even Sony delisted the game. I think it's still delisted. I don't think you can buy it digitally still. I haven't heard any news stories about saying that that's available now. Between the lines, as soon as the game was released, CDPR was pillared by frustrated fans who said that there were bait and switch by months of promotion of much better looking game than what was released. The studio swiftly began apologizing. When asked during a December 14th call, the investors about the game's performance on console, CEO Marcin Iwinski said, "We definitely did not spend enough time looking at that." They were more focused on like the RTX 3090, 3080 versions, or the Xbox Series X or S versions of the game, or PS5 versions. Because I've heard it runs like the PS5 version of that game ran way better than on my computer. Well, PS5 is a little more powerful, but actually not a lot more powerful in terms of GPU power. I'm talking about. So this new patch 120 will be scheduled for February, but the studio said late last month that it would be delayed due to some ransomware attacks on the company's computers. They're getting attacked by like people are so pissed off that they're hacking CDPR. It's like, you why'd you fuck up the game, man? So we're trying to fix it, so we're gonna hack you. That's funny. So big picture, game developers and publishers are often able to use post-release patches to repair games that launch in rough shape. In recent years, Square Enix, Final Fantasy X1V. I don't know what that is. Is that 16? No, it's 14. Yeah, X is 10, 1 and V I think is I think it's 14. Yeah, 14 is the online game. Yeah. 14 Ubisoft's Rainbow Six Siege and Hello Games No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky, which is probably one of the biggest comeback stories apparently. I remember it won an award at was it the Game Awards? I think last year. Yeah, and even the guy like it was an award for best continued game, like game that's like best online game that keeps updating and getting better. So they have a game for like a game that's like keeps getting better. They have an award for games that are like continuously getting better on in terms of online. So like MMOs, like RPGs and stuff like that, those kind of games. So they usually have a award for that, and No Man's Sky won it this year. And even the guy, I forget his name, is this famous guy. When I remember when No Man's Sky was first being shown back in 2014, there was this famous guy who runs the entire studio. He was like promoting the hell out of the game and talking about all these crazy things that are supposed to be in the game that eventually weren't in the game. And even him, like, it was like a Zoom call, obviously. They weren't allowed to go to the Game Awards. Even him, like, when they called out No Man's Sky, he was surprised. He's like, whoa, how did we win? So I gotta still try that game. I know it's on Game Pass. I was really excited about it when it first came out, but then I heard it just was really bad. But now it's on Game Pass, so I should definitely give it a try. Maybe I'll play it on stream. We're all shredded by critics and players at launch, and we're digitally rehabilitated into beloved and lucrative hits. For CDPR's Cyberpunk's problem are particularly embarrassing. The studio is a cultural institution in its native Poland, to the point that the 2011 then Prime Minister David Tusk gave the U.S. President Barack Obama a copy of The Witcher. Is that a real thing? Literally, the president of Poland gave Barack Obama a copy of Witcher 2. I wonder what it was on. Was it like a PS4 copy? No, it was The Witcher 2. What was it on? It was probably on the PS3, yeah. Yeah, did he give him a PS3 copy of the game or a PC copy? I wonder, like, I want to know that story. Oh, wait, let me see. Let me see his tab. It's a link. Barack Obama. So, during U.S. President Barack Obama's recent visit to Poland, Prime Minister Donald Tusk. I thought I'd say Donald Trump for a second. Presented him a official diplomatic gift, including The Witcher 2, the two of the books that inspired the critically acclaimed computer game. This is the first recognition of the nature of the entertainment software industry in Poland, and perhaps the entire world. Witcher 2 was considered the English version of Witcher 2 Collector's Edition, signed by the members of the team. Okay, so it doesn't tell you. It's probably a PC, probably the PC version, honestly. Its previous game, The Witcher 3, has sold 50 million copies. That's insane. That is like GTA levels of success. I think GTA 5 sold maybe like 70 million copies. That is absolutely insane. CDPR went all out for Cyberpunk, even hiring Keanu Reeves to digitally guest star in the game. The game's company stock hit an all-time high, $31, a week before Cyberpunk was released, and then soon plummeted, but now it's up to 15 today. That's not bad. Well, they're saying a rep of CDPR told Exos that the new patch should demonstrate that they are not bailing on this game, but CDPR declined to say when Cyberpunk would be sold again on the PlayStation Store. It remains off sale in one of the biggest potential markets. Sony rep also did not have commitment about when the game would be back. What's next? The massive patch which is over 40 gigabytes on Xbox. The game itself is nearly 60 gigabytes on Xbox. Will take time for players to download even longer. Yeah, that's crazy. That is absolutely insane. All right, on to the next news story. So this is a pretty interesting news story. So police bust world's biggest video game cheat operation. So this is from the BBC. It's a pretty big company. Pretty big journalistic website. A collaborative effort between Chinese police and gaming giant Tencent has led to the closure of what police say is the biggest ever video game cheat operation. The gang designed and sold cheats to popular video games including Overwatch and Call of Duty Mobile. Roughly $76 million or 55 billion pounds or 55 million pounds in revenue was made by this organization, which charged a subscription fee to clients. Police seized assets worth 46 million, including several luxury cars. This guy right here. Thank you guys. This is just a small clip from my podcast, the roundup that I do every Thursday at 5 p.m. live on Twitch. I also post the full podcast the day after. So if you want to watch the full podcast, it would be really appreciative. And also, yeah, I stream Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday on Twitch. Same name, Cole_Drake41. Instagram, same name. And Twitter, same name. And you guys have a amazing day.